We want to get to this story now. Top congressional California Democrats, Dianne Feinstein and Adam Schiff, are asking Facebook and Twitter to investigate attempts by Russian-backed accounts to undermine Special Counsel Robert Mueller's probe into the collusion that the Russians may have had with the Russian election, with a hashtag campaign calling for release the memo. Okay. It's a campaign to pressure Republican lawmakers to release a classified memo written by House GOP aides that allegedly describes severe abuses in FBI surveillance, but Democratic lawmakers call it misleading and say there's nothing to see here. And hashtag release the memo has become the top trending hashtag among accounts linked to the Kremlin. So say those Democrats in this letter to Facebook and Twitter executives. Well, here to weigh on this and many other things is the host of the John Batchelor Show, John Batchelor himself. You can catch the John Batchelor Show on New York 770 WABC every Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. John, welcome to the show.
Good afternoon, Bill. Good afternoon, Heather.
Good afternoon.
You know, John, well, I'm just going to go ahead. I'm just going to go there. The Democrats seem to blame everybody else for everything. They blame somebody else for the loss of an election where they had a bad candidate who just got beaten in an election. It wasn't anything really dramatic. They just lost an election. Now there's a memo which they can choose to release or not release. And if they release it, they can put it in a context once we see it. None of us have seen it. We don't know what's in there. But instead, they're fighting its release and saying it's the Russians there. In one way, it's funny, John. In another way, it's really not. What is your reaction to Russian bots pushing for the release of a memo, please?
I want to speak directly to the fans of Adam Schiff, representing California. Mr. Schiff is ranking on the House Intelligence. We're told these last days that Mr. Schiff is writing his own memo about the documents underlying the memo written by House Intelligence Chairman Mr. Nunes. So soon enough, we'll discover whether the Russians are going to adjust their bot program to say, release the Schiff memo, because I'm sure that they'll join in with that as well. Whatever the Russians are up to, and I doubt very much whether they're up to, they don't speak perfect English. They just enjoy the game. They are encouraging chaos. There is no chaos. The memo written by House Intelligence is deadly in earnest, and we will see it. I also believe we'll see the underlying documents soon enough. Patience is a friend of the GOP. Having said all of that, Adam Schiff is a joy to have, a treasured foil. I talk about him all the time.
Yeah, I am actually interested to know just how many bots are behind any of these Twitter accounts in any event, because I think for both sides it's important for us to sort of understand how much of this is driven by actual human beings and how much of it is driven by mechanics or people who are looking to influence our discourse through Twitter, Facebook, and all of the social media. That being said, I agree. I think that the memo that Schiff comes forward with is going to be his opinion. The House memo is mostly opinion without any documents or specifics to back it up at this point. And until we know what's in there, to sort of have these conversations and talking about releasing the memo is certainly, something to say, but there's very little behind it. There's very little meat to dig our teeth into as far as what it's going to actually mean.
The way I've come to think of it, Heather, is that Russian bots are the new black.
Might be true. That's right.
You should always wear one to any formal affair in the evening here in New York City, as a matter of fact.